Here comes the team of beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, and behind them is Thea's Chief Police, Big Bubba Rogers. But where is Jim Cornette's?
A duo that has given us so many great matches in the past. Aginus, the Rock and Roll Express, the Road Warriors, and the Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, to name a few teams. People talk of highlight reels, but these feuds were billboard racing back in the day. In the ring are their opponents, Taka Michinoku and Shoichi
Your opening match
Funaki.
is scheduled for one fall and has a 10-minute time limit, firstly from Japan, at a combined weight of 173 kilos. Taka Michinoku and Shoichi Funaki Kaientai and their opponents from out of this world, a combined weight of 456 pounds, Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express.
So we see here two veteran teams, but one that has had more worldwide success in the Midnight Express. What do you have to say about these two, Georgie boy?
While not selling, the two from Japan short, Mr. Eaton and Mr. Lane, have got their tag team offense down to a T. They know every part of the ring and know how to use it whilst in the ring, and equally as a team. Though their manager, Mr. Cornette, isn't here, I expect he will be a bit part of this team preparation. Both Eaton and Lane are keen strategists in their own right. So to try and beat these two is a tall order.
Already showing that they will fight fire with fire, Michinoku tried to get an early pin decisio, yet drew only a 1 count. Good try, Taka. It's not often Eaton and Lane are the bigger men in a match. Georgie boy, will this change their strategy for the match?
No matter of one's stature, Eaton was working smarter there, as a blind man can't see what's ahead of him. What a strategy. Then a sound exchange to Stan Lane, legally done as well. Now in con roll with that arm winger. Keeping the worn down opponent being worn down is what you need to do. You now Lane is a black belt in karate, so not only is he a great wrestler, he's mean with his feet too.
A string of counters from both combatants. Stan L. Lane coming out on top with those karate chops, eyeing up the chest of Taka Michinoku, and then going for Ayuk tag to Bobby Eaton.
We say this in most tag team matches, right, that the key to winning is cutting off one of your opponents, and that is what this team are doing to their opponents.
Driving the air from the body with that cradled backbreaker. What does that do to Bobby, Mr. Thornton?
Not only that it knocked the air out of kidney, it jars the lumbar region of the back, sending a great jarring sensation back up the spine and also down through the legs. If you're hit with many of those moves, it could seriously destroy one's capabilities to stand.
After that quick kick out from Eaton, he flies at Michinoku with that double axe Hade sledge. I think that opened up a cut on his head, capitalizing on a fall opponent. Eaton goes straight for the base. Attacking the Elgs, trying to stop the fast, explosive offense of Taka Michinoku.
Eerie observant there, Mark. Now with his opponent in the ropes of reversal, he goes to execute a move, but gets an elbow right to the moosh, staggering him backward. These Japanese wrestlers always think on the offense, don't they? I think that is why they call it strong style. I think, Mark, both Michinoku and Funaki are quite fearless competitors. They look fear straight in the face and shout it down. Look at how Taka came back. Eaton seized back control, and now with added pressure from the ropes, he stomps Taka's chest.
Mr. Thornton, Michinoku is trying with all his might to get to his partner, but gets cut off. Iato stomping on that previously worked on leg. Wise move from the Alabama native.
Totally helpless is Taka, a little out of it sitting upon Eon's shoulders. With great precision, he drops his opponent face first for the top turnbuckle. It sends the Midnight Express haying their way with Kaientai. If something doesn't change soon, this match might be prematurely over. Talking of prematurely over, Mark, Eaton is going for his famed slingshot backbreaker. Taka must be worn down, both Lane and Eaton who worked over his back and his legs. Easton shoots Taka back into his corner, and now they are setting up for the rocket launcher. Lane now going for the lateral press. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. The Midnight Express have done it.
didn't even see Funaki in the match. Tate wasn't even allowed to get back to his corner. Once, what tag team strategy from Landon Eaton. As we watch the highlights, Michinoku shows some pros, but it just wasn't enough. He was hit with too much and wasn't able to overcome the rocket launcher.
Let's go to Graham for the official word on this match, Mark?
Your winners are the Midnight Express, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, and Sweet Stan Lane.
Were too much to overcome. Even if Taka was able to tag his partner, I think the match would have still been Lane and Eaton's. Cornette backstage will be elated. I think hell shut about this for weeks.
You can't blame Mr. Cornette. He's happy for his men. Beware all other teams in ASCW. Would be what Cornette would say. Coming to the ring now are two of the most decorated amateur wrestlers of the last generation.
Would that make them generational talents, Georgie boy?
You know, Mark, I'd say yes. Both Mr. Huss and Mr. Benjamin are two fantastic wrestlers.
Talking of coming out to see these action,
These words
we
are
have a
so
little
intense,
story time.
Georgie boy.
We were once new
Charlie
rookies
Huss,
coming up under Kurt
seasoned to be
Angle.
speaking
He
from the
always
heart.
taught us of his three
Shush, Mark.
eyes.
I'm trying
but
to listen.
now, as we are a lot more seasoned, we work with one eye, and that is instinct and the instinct that I have. And most probably when my partner has an anger at the moment. What do you have to
Pretty
say on this
interesting,
show?
Mark. I don't quite know why these two feel held down.
We don't
But I
usually
can't
speak
disagree.
up much, but
They
this
are
is our
amazing
time.
athletes.
It's not
and
that we're
deserve
sour
what
at
they
all.
are
No,
wanting.
we're always
For one,
here to put on
I
good
would
matches.
love to see them
no,
face
great
any
matches,
top team for any
and we
belt.
deliver in spades. Why are not what's
Just
getting
what you
noticed?
said, Doergy boy.
We want to
Huss and
face the
Benjamin want to
best
face the top teams.
always.
Cement their legacy.
We are out for those titles that the Steiners have. We are out for you Steiner brothers.
Going back to what I was saying earlier, as singles wrestlers these two are nigh on unstoppable. But as a team, well, you can list around 40 tag team titles these two have won.
Undeniable.
Here comes one of the top women in American wrestling. Like most humans, they ride that wave of controversy. But one thing you can't deny, Mark, is that any wrestler, man or woman, third generation in this business, holds so much talent.
Tessa Blanchard is the only woman to hold a major men's championship in one of America's internationally known wrestling companies, in Impact Wrestling, where she held the Impaction Heavyweight Championship, being only one of two women to hold a men's championship since the women fought for championship belts for... Like her music states, this woman is undeniable. Her talent is just that. For her to even be in contention for a men's title means she is just that good. But Georgie boy, is she ready for what is in front of her? Has she faced a woman like her opponent in the maniacal Nikki Cross, added to the group behind her opponent in the Wyatt Six?
I'm sure she's ready, Mark. Ms. Blanchard looks pretty determined, ready to show her dominance in the ring and get his match started. As we see that ominous seat that reminds everyone of the legacy of Wyndham Rotunda, the man whose memory was the spearhead of this group.
As we see all the fire elfies adorn this auditorium, I think that's what it's called, when the fans light up their mobile phone lights that heralds the Wyatt Six as they come out of the mist on the rampway.
In this match, Tess Blanchard has two major mountains to climb. That of the fire school being the match itself with Nikki, and maybe if the Six gets involved, but also the mental game. That of the mystique of what Bray Wyatt started and Bo Dallas has continued. This Wyatt 6M mark, as you see, are some strange characters.
I can't say enough that each member of the Wyatt Six is just a little unstable. This band of brothers and sisters were formed through grief and its madness. From the death of the brother of Dallas, and not only one, but two of Rowan's close peers that he came into the wrestling sphere with. Grief can drive humankind to do many terrible things.
Yes, Mark, but only both Bo Dallas and Rauner know about the grief. We saw that on the formation of the Wyatt Six when Bo Dallas came back, documenting the downfall of his mind after his brother's loss. Also when he broke Rowan back, who had the duo loss of both the wrestlers in Rotunda and Huber. I can't fathom how either of these men feels. But talk of a woman of true instability, Nikki Cross, a woman who has always been on the edge of her own sanity, though has come up with a few great shots as a women's world and tag team champions. Miss Cross is a very dangerous competitor.
Let's get down to the ring and Graham Montana with bearing introductions.
This next match is scheduled for one fall and in for a 10-minute time limit. Firstly, from Charlotte, North Carolina, Tessa Blanchard and her opponent from Glasgow, Lanarkshire, Scotland, Nikki Cross.
Do you, mate, have any expectation for either of these women in this showdown? Both of these combatants are seasoned wrestlers. Nikki trained in the UK, trained by her peers like Fergal Devitt, her now husband Killian Dane, and WWE trainer Robbie Brookside, to name a few, and Tessa trained by one of her father's peers in George South.
Yes, Mark. These two women are jockeying for position after that quick lateral press pin and escape from Blanchard. Cross try and get the mental advantage, but Blanchard, being her father's daughter, is well versed in the mental game of wrestling. These little psyching her out.
Again, Neo, the women, able to get the upper hand off the bat. Both showing the close contact reversals.
Close contact reversals? Mark. Interesting wording. But you are correct. Both these women show me their technical prowess. Going back around Cross, showing her strength, pushing her opponent off the mat. Blanchard has to go with anything else, using her speed and those long limbs to try and grip her opponent, yet Cross keeps avoiding. There's a real cat and mouse game here.
Talking of speed and seeing her athleticism with that inverted head scissor takeover, Nikki Cross is a marvel. She really is.
It's a little too soon for the pin, but surely it'll drain some of Blanchard's stamina. But I can guarantee that this is not a net of Tessa Blanchard. She is a fighter, Mark.
Nikki Cross is unhinged. Look at her beating her chest and screaming like a banshee. This lady scares me.
Nikki Cross seems like she has Blanchard's number. She's one step ahead of her opponent. There must be something wrong with Blanchard. Maybe she has got the wrong strategy from someone. She keeps going back to that tie-up and gets thrown back down to the mat. She needs to change her thoughts. And quick.
Look at that face. It would scare the bats out of hell. Like that scream would send them flying.
These two ladies are playing dodging the strike. What a shot on Cross. That spinning forearm might have shattered a cheekbone. Cross's lights are out momentarily, as Cross is now being hoisted on Tessa's shoulder, now dropping her with another elbow attack. This might give Ms. Blanchard a little time to re-strategize. Another counter from Cross, playing possum, catching Tessa unaware with those mounted punches. Continued strikes to a fallen Blanchard. Cross coming up in the British scene in the late 2000s. She's a gritty competitor. As we see, she's like a tenacious wrestler, not really letting up on her opponent. It's how she's always wrestled.
What a kick from Blanchard, caught Nikki Cross unaware. But a roll-up from Cross for a 1 count. I think Nikki thought turnabout was fair play, catching Blanchard unaware like the kick caught her not looking.
Cross going with the crisscross and down, with the neck breaker. She should go for the pin mark. This is big mistake by Cross here. But going to the middle rope, calling her opponent to her feet, and coming off the rope with a body press and quickly going for the pin. The referee ounce on the lateral press. A little slow on the count referee, not even getting to the 2, and a kick out by Blanchard. Cross is like a tenacious little chihuahua. She keeps on at her opponents when she smells fear or thinks she's got the upper hand.
Yes, Georgie boy, Ms. Cross may be small, but she sure packs a punch. That the Scottish mindset, they only go for, as we see from that hard clothesline.
Nikki took a little too long to go for the pin. The referee going down for the pin. The momentary lapse in Cross's game. If she had just gone straight for the pin, she might have even won from here.
The pressure is being kept on by Nikki, whipping Blanchard into the ropes, and both ladies meet in the iddy. And Cross comes through with a spinning back kick. Catching eye in the gut, reads fundamentals from Cross's, taking her opponent into a top wrist lock, but escaping that quickly. But another reversal of a reversal. Nikki trying to take her taller opponent down. A vicious flying headbutt hold. This quickly lead to the end of this bout.
Tessa showing her tenaciousness, fighting back, and now falling cross with a massive lariat, and following up with a springboard somersault splash. She should go for the pin mark. She's wasting too much time doing little. Instead of that, she gets grated with a foot to the face.
Georgie boy, look at Cross, getting her opponent up to her shoulders and dropping Blanchard with her
5 minutes
perfect storm,
elapsed.
and the referee
5
comes
minutes
and
remaining.
counts 1, 2, 3.
Miss Blanchard here has been purged by the Wyant's Little Miss Dynamite.
Nikki Cross is truly what you called her there, Georgie boy. Little Miss Dynamite, as we saw from that explosiveness body press, but coming back with that splash from the summer swat, both ladies were pretty well balanced in the match.
As we see that perfect storm driver from Cross that ended that match, Tessa fell in this match deep to Cross's brand of mass hysteria. The overcoming offense dealt was just too much.
This is a shot, mate. Look at the Wyatt 6. I wouldn't want to be on the other side from this group. These guys freak me out.
And here's your winner, Nikki Cross.
Yes, Mark, I do agree. Hanging at this group standing on the other side of the ring from you is pretty unsettling. But all wrestlers in this group are as good as they say they are.
Me and my brother heard those guys that claim to be the world's greatest tag team sounding off our names. And what do we do, Scoy, when people talk of us?
Well, when my brother and I were young, we'd wrestle each other out and wait for either him or me to cry uncle. Maybe. Rick, that's what we should do to these guys.
Let's go get them. Scotty, let's teach these two how the Steiners do it.
I wonder how the Steiners will rebuke after those strong words from Shelton and Haas. That's shaping up to be something in the future.
Here he comes, the man as sudden as thunder, Jushin Liger. This man, Georgie boy, is a marvel of the ring. A lot of wrestlers cite this man as one of their favorite wrestlers. We have to watch this man. He's a true lightning rod.
This man is a top contender for the All-Star Championship Wrestling Heritage Junior Heavyweight title. Or maybe even the middleweight title that one of this match competitors has in Mr. Owen Hart.
He looks ready. Let's get the next competitor out. As you can hear as he is heralded, another light heavyweight FRM Japan. He calls himself the Japanese Buzzsaw.
Not only that, Mark, all his combatants need to watch out for that mist. That spray can blind any wrestler straight away. In the past, it has been the leading to the end of many title changes, like that of the WWE Light Heavyweight Championship and ECW Television Championship. Let's see if this match can lead him to either of both of the Heritage Middleweight or Junior Heavyweight Championship.
This man is mean in every sense of the word and shows a great mix of the high-flying offense and that of his kickboxing background.
Let's go, Mark. If one gets hit with that roundhouse to the back of the head, you are out. Many wrestlers have fallen to that kick. We mustn't forget his submission prowess. Mr. Tajiri likes to use that tarantul, that rope-hung Boston crab. That should really be illegal, but he gets away with it for 5 seconds.
Here comes something good, a little bit of Psychosis action. Psychosis is one of Mexico's best. He won championships in many different Mexican promotions in the 90s. Not to forget, through all Mexican promotions, Psychosis was big in the trios wrestling, even in North America's World Championship Wrestling, where he won the Cruiserweight C title twice.
A little bit of trivia about 80s Man. He was actually trained by the original Rey Mysterio, who was the uncle of Rey Mysterio Jr. and great-uncle of Dominic Mysterio.
Georgie boy, Psychosis sure looks like his in top condition, and E looks ready. This match will have lots of fast-paced action with all these wrestlers, also with lots of high-risk action with all these FOU, as we are awaiting the Ariel of the final competitor known as the Rocket.
Yes, Mark. Not only that, he is also known as the King of Hearts. Here he is, Mr. Owen Hart, the youngest of the second generation in the Hart family.
Like most of the Hart family who were trained by their father, I have a little trivia for you about Owen Hart. Georgie boy, did you know that this man was the first non-Japanese wrestler to hold the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship? That was early in his career. He also won many of WWE's championships throughout the 1990s, had quite the illustrious career, and now in All-Star Championship Wrestling and holding the All-Star Championship Wrestling Heritage Middleweight title.
Mark, You know, Owen Hart always comes into every championship defense with a winning game plan. Let's go down to the ring announcer, Graham Montana, with the ring introductions.
This next match going to be fought under fatal four-way rules, which means all four competitors are in the ring at once until one wrestler concedes a decision to another. This match is fought with new cutout or disqualification as well. The match is set for one fall, is set for a 15-minute time limit. Your first competitor from Hiroshima, Japan, weighing 95 kilos, Jushin Thunder Liger. His first opponent from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 86 kilos, Yoshihiro Tajiri. And the next opponent from Tijuana, Mexico, weighing 200 pounds, Psychosis. And their final opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 227 pounds. He is the Heritage Middleweight Champion, the Rocket Owen Hart.
We're seeing some top four-way action. There will be action everywhere. At all, we'll try and keep up with the action wherever it ends up.
Oh, look at that move from Psychosis, hitting Hart with that inverted somersault head scissor takeover that spiked Owen on his head. Athis matches a true power code. If their ear was one man, and that power code is probably going to explode soon enough.
Owen is working on leg of the man, that Jushin Thunder Liger. This maybe lead to the Ray Ivory being sparked up again, and I'm all for it opening a more Sion and probably would put on a great spectacle for the fans out over the world.
We forgot to mention that there are no disqualifications in this match, so no doubt we'll see some extracurricular activity in and out of the ring. We know that Tajiri is well versed with the kendo stick. Let's let the match play out and see what happens. Also, there is no title on the line, but surely if Owen gets pinned, that superstar on the winning end will be in contention for his middleweight championship.
Tajiri now with a flurry of strikes to Psychosis, sneeding him, slipped in the corner. This man's strikes are so quick and number zones and punches and drops to kicks seamlessly. Not even a breath in between. But catching him unaware was Owen Hart coming up the in with a face mark to Yoshihiro Tajiri. The Thunderman now using his athleticism, hot-shotting Psychosis over the middle rope with a Volta leg drop. What a move. Look at the power behind a falling powerbomb to Yoshihiro, and Tajiri now rolls out of the ring to lick his wounds.
After that high waistlock suplex, Psychosis finds himself in the clutches of Owen Hart and drilled with a spinning neckbreaker. Taking the time to gloat to the crowd, telling them that he's at the best in the ring rink now. It's hard to rennie that as he is the one left standing in the ring. But the bell hasn't run yet. There is still time, Mr. Hart. There is still time. Hart now climbing the middle turnbuckle and coming off with a bulldog headlock takedown. On the other side of Theron, look at Yoshihiro Tajiri soaring off the top turnbuckle, attacking Jushin Liger with an overhead chop, coming off the ropes for around a 10-foot elevation.
In control now is Owen Hart, feeling like he can put HDI's maneuver on Psychosis, locking his opponent in a B-gut wrench and tailing him over with that overhead suplex while clutching for the pin. Tajiri needs to get in there to stay alive in this match, and he does, and with a split second left for the referee's 2 count. Man, that was Co's mate, wasn't it?
Tajiri drilling Hart's back with a pendulum backbreaker. He tries to follow up with a springboard somersault splash, but Hart moves away. If Yoshihiro Tajiri had landed the Hermai had onto a massive wing. Lucky for him, he broke up that pinfall a minute ago, not quite getting all of that contact. Psychosis trying to hit Tajiri with a springboard dropkick, but it turned into a laxed body press. Look at the acrobatic nature of Mr. Psychosis, that standing inverted back somersault splash, popularised by a man in this match actually in Liger. Well, at the set, the top rope version.
Slams by everyone and for everyone, and taking Psychosis down with drop toe Owen Hart is now, again, on the winning roll. Let's see if he can cement his win here tonight. This match has deteriorated to an outside brawl. Liger is attacking his fellow countryman. Tajiri and Hart is taking it to Psychosis. Liger is trying to reposition himself for something here, climbing to the tip-top rope as Tajiri makes his way inside, veering into the waiting attack of a flying Thunderman. Liger attacks him with a double axe handle. Tajiri rolls straight out and tries scoring his other opponents.
As Psychosis is sent in, Liger goes out to follow his adversary in Tajiri, and Owen Hart following Psychosis, cunningly rolled into the ring, making his way to the top rope and coming off with an low drop right to the heart of the B-Man from Baja, California, with a lateral press, but stopped it too with a stomp by the buzzsaw. This match could go on all night, right?
Tajiri on the ride to the Northern Lights, but that pin was balking up before won by Psychosis. Right place, right time.
Finally, all combatants are back in the ring. Psychosis trying to break out of the grip on the Thunderman. Now driving Liger down to the mat, as Tajiri now re-enters the ring, aims for Owen, but just Jazer as Hart moves. Gosh, every man is at it now, Mark. Will we see an end to the match here?
What punishment is being dealt by Hart with that Hande and sharpshooter on Tajiri? Be breaking that up with a dropkick Psychosis, and now we see a double pin, which shoulders is the referee going to point first?
10 minutes remaining. 5 minutes have elapsed.
As we just heard from the ring announcer, we are 1/3 the way through this match, and these wrestlers have been dealing out such anguish on each other throughout the first 5 minutes. Some might say it's unbelievable, but yet we see it still going in front of our very eyes.
Hart is showing how dominant he can be, what being a Hart brother means to him and to the world. Keeping the pressure on Yoshihiro Tajiri in the top corner, repeatedly ramming his head into the top turnbuckle. Be warned, Owen, that this may bring out the chi of Tajiri.
On the outside of the ring, Liger was able to get Psychosis with a hard clothesline in the rebound. Everyone on the outside again. Right side we have Tajiri and Owen Hart tussling, and Hart is able to topple his opponent. A chaining ideas Liger slided in under the bottom rope. No, Owen, don't do this. With the gut wreck lift, he nails Tajiri with a pile driver on the mats outside the ring. I don't think Tajiri will come back from that easy.
Going through the ring and ascending the top neutral corner, Hart is ready to launch himself, but instead goes back to the corner where the prone Tajiri leaves outside calculating the best time to take that leap of giant faith. As Yoshihiro raises to his feet, Owen hits him from the top rope with an overhand chop. Get him in the ring, Owen, and pin him. Tajiri is dead to rights.
Yoshihiro now is being thrown into the stairs. Wait, look at Psychosis taking the air under his being pull and coming off the post with a flying arm drag. Hart is teeing off with serious strikes to Tajiri. I think just by a look, Psychosis and Owen Hart looks at each other and say, get into the ring, both Owen and Psychosis now. Back in the ring, I think Psychosis reverses and tries to take the legs from out of Hart's base. Psychosis running toward the ropes and coming off with the springboard drop kick, but Owen is able to dodge backwards. Owen finding of what to do. For just a minute too long, Psychosis is able to Kasich Hart away. Here's a Canadian sharpshooter. Tajiri and Liger are so focused on each other to see what's going on inside the ring. Tajiri has realized a little too late, and Psychosis has given up. Let's try a look at the highlights.
Look at that somersault body press from Psychosis. What athleticism. And Owen Hart with that clutched belly-to-belly suplex.
We see Owen with the devastating pile driver on the mat, and then the end of this match, Tajiri was a minute too late, and Psychosis jab up.
Owen Hart came out the end of this hectic match. I'm sure he thought he would.
It certainly was no less than pride that Owen has in the Hart family mantra, let's take it down to Graham Montana with the winner announcements.
Here's your winner, the All-Star Championship Wrestling Heritage Middleweight Champion, Owen Hart.
He came out on top thanks to his fast thinking. Mr. Williams coming down to the ring. Georgie boy, is he going to do some, what do you call it, whooping?
Listen to you, Mark. Whooping. You are correct there. Are you down with the youth? No, you're not. Neither am I. But they're young people like him, and they have been on for the ride with him. He's held both the World Wrestling Entertainment's NXT North American and World Championship, and also holding Total Non-Stop Action's World Championship. This man in his young career is nothing to be sniffed at.
Nothing to be sniffed at all. Mr. Thornton, as you can hear, the fans love it, whether they are cheering or jeering him. That reaction he elicits is massive.
Mark, mate, listen to the crowd. They are in an uproar here. They are solidly behind Mr. Williams.
Like many wrestlers in the past, he came from an American football background, ending his pitched career playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. Being a wide receiver, he caught out so many games standing at 6.5 feet tall. Maybe in the future on All-Star Championship wrestling trick. Williams may catch some titles, whether he gets together with Carmelo Hayes in the tag team situation or continues his tear as a single. The future is bright for this young man. we had talked about fan favorites, this man, Sami Zayn, has been on those most of his career. A man who spent his early years in the American independent scene and all over the world after ending up in the WWE for quite a career.
Flanking him is a man who has had quite the storied career around Zayn. In Kevin Owens, both of these men have been friends and enemies throughout their respective careers. Sharing the road. Why don't you think Williams has brought out his best comrade in Carmelo Hayes? Mark sends a little bit silly on Williams' part.
Well, I wonder if Williams underestimates Zayn, being the young of the two, more youthful of the two. If he does Georgie Boy, that is a massive mistake on Williams' part. Zayn has held many prestigious championships in his career. Let's go down to Mr. Montana with the ring introductions.
The next bout is set for one fall, and is set for a 10-minute time limit. Firstly, from Columbia, South Carolina, weighing to 145 pounds, Trick Williams, and his opponent from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing to 115 pounds, Sami Zayn.
Zayn is ready for this match, Mark. I can feel the fans are finding it hard not to root for Sami, as you alluded to earlier, but Trick's following is slowly creeping up behind.
These two are fierce. Look at their tenaciousness. Both men are standing their ground with his collar and elbow tie up.
With the slight height and weight advantage that Williams possesses over his opponent, he's probably able to muscle his opponent back to that corner just a little bit easier. Neither of the men play games, so both men need to go straight at each other, head on. I have no doubt we'll see both men really get into it. I mean, the fans both adore these two.
Here comes some of that high-octane offense that a high-fire leak Zayn is known for. Discarding his man outside of the ring. Look at Zayn as he bounces off the far ropes and coming in with a diving suicide senton splash. Wow. Both men are out of the floor. That was definitely one for the highlight reels.
Getting back to his feet and now giving Zayn a suplex on the mats outside the ring. Both men need to wee-itch the count of the referee. Whipping his opponent back in the ring off the Irish whip, Zayn has literally swung himself into control of this match, but it's early hours yet.
As quick as you said, that Georgie Boy, Trick recovered and was able to catch Zayn off the edge of the ring. Getting back on the apron and letting off a massive jab that staggered limbs. Zayn gets back in. These two are in a fight to the end, back in the collar and elbow tie up. As Zayn sends Williams into the top corner with a thud. He's coming in strong step, grabbing the armbar and springboarding off the ropes, coming off the ropes with a springboard DDT. Wow, what a move. Zayn returning the favor from earlier, a snap-style suplex on Williams.
I certainly look like Zayn is unlading his retinol onto Trick, now with the Irish whip to the other side of the ring, swiftly following in with a flying forearm to a cornered Williams. You know, when he gets in control, it's hard to derail Sami Zayn, as we see a reeling Williams. Zayn is a gritty underdog. Sami continues the attack with some serious strikes, finishing with a stiff sidekick, flooring Trick.
Williams is able to kick out after one. He needs to get back in this match soon, or else Sami will horribly become the victor, and maybe quicker than one thinks. Sami springing off the ropes. It gets nothing but mat. That way, a little presumptuous by Zayn.
It might have been, but Zayn was able to escape that move from Trick and corked off that massive uppercut. Trick finds himself back on the mat. Look at the strength from Zayn. He calls this the Blue Thunder Bomb. Will this the beginning of the end for Trick Williams?
At 2.5, Trick escapes that pin. Is he done? Do you think, Georgie Boy?
Maybe, Mark, maybe he seems unable to muster any comeback to his adversary, but maybe I'm speaking too soon. Williams surprised Zayn with the roll-up pin. Shows you that a pin may come out of anywhere at any time.
Trick is taking too much time to come up with his offense. Zayn is able to break the clasp of Williams, but now Zayn is procrastinating for a little too long and gets a punch to the breadbasket. Georgie boy, look at the athleticism from Zayn. Look how high he got up into the air. That drop it busted Williams open. He must have caught the side of Zayn's boot.
Another springboard DDT from the corner from Sami. Trick is in trouble here. He needs to pull something out of the bag quickly, or this match might be curtains for him. Speaking too soon again, I was. Trick with a breath of life left, able to kick out a 2.5 again.
This match, Georgie boy, has been pretty evenly contested, though it seems Sam Zayn is in the driver's seat.
Again, Zayn has Trick in the corner, unloading with a few strikes. Look at the pain on Rick's face as Sami is working on the arm. What's Sami turning him into now? Here it is, that cornered suplex that he executes so well. This must be the end. With the pin, the referee starts his count. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Feely Zayn has done it. Let's take a look at the highlight reel.
We talk about the daredevil, tackle no prisoners, mentality of both these men. We saw it with Happy Rap early on in the match, and then again with that springboard DDT that Zayn executed on his opponent.
You talk about execution, Mark. Look at the precision in the powerbomb from Zayn. I'm sure Williams felt the mat reverberating down his spine thanks to that move.
Talk about back reverberating Georgie boy. That turnbuckle must have done much of that from that suplex from A. What a win from Zayn. Let's take it down to Graham Montana and get the official roar.
And your winner, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn proving once again that he is not to be underestimated.
What's Kevin Owens doing after such sportsmanship show by both Williams and Zayn? Georgie boy, shouldn't the referee admonish Owens?
He tried Mark, but there's no getting an angry Owens away. Owens, stop gloating. Look behind you. Carmelo Hayes has just hit the ring. Now Hayes and Owens are going at it.
Owens able to clothesline Carmelo over the rope, and as Zayn gets back into the ring, I bet he wonders why Owens attacked his opponent for no reason, but Owens has always had that combustible personality.
I'm sure, Mark, that Carmelo and Williams will answer back in due course. But hey, let's let this play out. This is a new budding feud.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is your feature match tonight, and it will be a 5-person gauntlet. The rules for this matchup are 2 competitors will start the match, and every 30 seconds, a new competitor will enter. The match will end once one wrestler concedes a decision to another. This gauntlet match is set for 1 fall, and is for remaining TV time.
Listen to the crowd, Georgie boy, they are ready for this match. As we hear that ominous music, here comes Alessandro Rusev.
You can hear it as loud and clear. Yes, you can, Mark. This crowd, as you said, are ready for a bout of heavyweights tussling. This match is all about one superstar's superiority.
It'd be a feat to hang over all other wrestlers in All-Star Championship Wrestling, and surely will put them into a championships competition, eh, Mr. Thornton?
That you are right with Mark. I'm sure the winner of this match will surely be being talked about for days. But let us let this match play out and see. I mean, look at Rusev here. He looks focused on this match. With that look on his face, I wouldn't want to be his opponents. Rusev is a man who sure elevates his game every time he competes in the ring. He's won many championships, and he has fayed the best in wrestling at the highest level. He'll sure be hard to beat.
Here we go, talking of a man hard to beat, a wrestler who mixes the high-flying action of a cruiserweight while weighing that of a heavyweight and wrestling with the pure of a super heavyweight. Brody King is such a dangerous competitor.
Take a look, and the talent of competition here. These two on their own would be about to see a match of heavyweights that could break rings, break ringside barriers, and whatever else there is to break. Throughout this man's career, he wowed people with his mixture of athletics and power, but not selling Rusev short. This man is in for the fight of his life.
Here are your first two wrestlers in this gauntlet match. Firstly, from the People's Republic of Bulgaria, weighing to 180 pounds, Alessandro Rusev, and his opponent from Van Nuys, California, weighing to 175 pounds, Brody King.
We're looking at two men who the lucky of the draw hasn't favoured, being the first two. Yet, you don't see the complaining, and they are both looking stargeth ahead at their opponent, going straight for the win.
Both men swinging wildly, but King is able to connect with some straight forearm shots, rocking the Bulgarian, now thrown overhead with a Greco-Roman style suplex. It's a little early to gloat like that, isn't it? Is Mr. Thornton?
We'll see. Both of these heavyweights are known for their wrestling and ability to both take and cease unishment. Already we are looking at a new entrant.
Wow, did you hear the thud of the mat after that hard lariat? Was Brody rying to decapitate Rusev here?
Your next competitor from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing 17 and a half stone, Joe Coffey.
For all involved, Aim's name battle of poor can be pure agony. Does Joe Coffey know what he is coming up against?
Look at this. Brody King is now giving what he gave Tito Rusev a minute ago. That hard kneeling lariat. H is now taking them both on. Staying at 6'5", I'm sure he can handle it. Both talking of Mr. Coffey, this is a wrestler hardened by the cold and bitter North Sea. Bing from the north of Skoland. This man's been in battles with his Sprower, and even with his other partner Wolfgang in that past, so he's overcome so much. All these men are tough men. Talking of a tough man, here comes a man who's been wrestling longer than even a lot of promotions have been going. But really, whilst in college, this man buckled down to the wrestling mat and carved out a great start to his pro wrestling journey.
Yeah, Georgie Boy Hagar knows how to tie you and make submit in an instant. During his college days, he was friends with Danny Hodges' son, and we all know the reputation of that man back in the 50s and 60s.
Look at the power from King, able to execute that well-barrowed suplex on Coffey. Everyone is taking hit at all areas. His entrance Hagar got taken down from the clotheslines for Rusev. Who's going to win this match, Mark? If you ask me that now, I still won't be able to tell you.
Your last competitor from Manhattan, New York, weighing to 155 pounds, Damian Priest.
That was unfortunate from Hagar. Wise going to attack on entering team. Damian Priest, he got clotheslined on the rampway for his troubles.
The two men who started this competition now are tussling in the ring. The three on the outside must keep their eyes on King and Rusev, as one of those two might cause a decision in he-ring that could lead to the three on the outside losing.
Kofi is just watching the pin. He should break it up. Georgie boy.
That was questionable, but I guess Coffey didn't want to conceive the energy, as he knows there is much of the match to go. For that patient, he gets a double axe handle to the back of the neck. Brody King is standing toward. Priest is treeing to the massive Californian's attention. Trying to tack King over to the corner now, but King is able to break the grip with the so elbows.
This is an uncompromising position for Rusev, being on the rope, but he lands a huge knee drop on Coffey. The Scotsman has taken such a tough beating today. Wise from the Bulgarian brute, going straight for the lateral pias, but unfortunately the tenacity of Coffey allows him to kick out.
Look at that power for Rusev, able to lift his opponent straight up from the ground. Coffey is no small individual at 17 stone or 245 pounds or 114 kilos. What a marvel. Talking of power, Mark, look at the extension of that powerbomb from King to Priest, with Priest height making it harder for the move to be suited, giving him ample chances to reverse.
Rusev still working on Coffey like a predator, smelling blood going right after the lower back with those two backbreakers. Hagar hasn't really had much chance of shooting this match so far. But being the athlete he is and having the reasonance he does his tie will come. Priest showing his kickboxing background there with those straight kicks to the midsection of Alessandro, ending with a massive spinning forearm, falling the big Bulgarian.
I say the body is a temple, and King is guarding his temple heavily, like the king of his King Godin, with more elbows. Look at that throw from Coffey lobbing that kendo stick across the ring like a javelin. He caught Brody while he was trying to attack Hagar on the mat. Whilst at the outside, both Rusev and Brody are fighting against the barricade. The referee needs to break this up. Brody plants Rusev back fist with a Urinagy on the barrier. Whilst in Thering, Hagar receives a hard ruining uppercut from Coffey in the corner. And now, every man is on the outside of the ring. Priest is looking for a weapon outside the ring.
It's going to bruise more than Coffey's ego tomorrow. A marvellous move, Lord Hagar. Yes, a little over sense as Priest is way too fresh. He even scoring a 1-1 count with that roll pin.
Five minutes have elapsed. 10
As we
minutes
just heard
remaining.
from Mr. Montana, we're a third of the way through this match. No one's story is over quite yet.
What? Is Brody setting Alessandro up for? It looks like yes, a brainbuster. What a devastating move, compressing the neck and head at once. Could this be the end of the match and Rusev for tonight?
Lucky for Rusev, the heavily guarded neck that he has spent all the time working on in the gym limits the AI from moves like that and enabled him to take Tessic out. So kicky. What a move from Brody there, from the fireman's carry position, transitioning into the sick pout slam, similar to the Machinku driver. He was able to eliminate an unaware Rusev, and the match continues.
Down to 4 now, on the eye-up side of your screen. Coffey and King are footing on the outside, exchanging strikes after depositing Priest on the outside on the bottom of the screen. Hagar goes to try and assert his dominance with that martial arts stick.
It seems Hagar is trying to attack Brody King as both get into the ring and knocking the stick out of Hagar's hand with that massive PNCH. After WXCI, Hagar is floored by a spinning slide slam and with the lateral press for the 2.5 count. King is taking too much time to argue with the referee.
What's Hagar doing? Hagar was trying to take the eggs from Brody, but to no avail. Hagar taking too long to tuck advantage. King breaks the grey of Har with those elbows. Hagar has been laser-rated for that headbutt from King and outside the ring being tossed around the ring. Coffey. Folwuinen is priced, coming to a HLA on the lower left side of the ring, applying that claw hold to the shoulder. Hagar is firing up at the outside. Now the same could be said for King inside the ring. Hagar hasn't been lucky trying to catch Brody King unaware. Now being caught unaware, Coffey hooking Hagar trying to position him, but now wiping him into the top neutral ring post, but taking a little too long stalking his opponent. Coffey gets an elbow right to the cheek.
Priest being hoisted up to a powerbomb, it seems, yes. And sitting down with the pin, only with a 1 count. That must be getting on King's nerves. He can't seem to secure a pin on Damian Priest. Hagar must be around 10 feet in the air. They're standing on the top turnbuckle, calling Coffey to his feet and attacking him with a double axe handle as Brody King comes across his path. Hagar still having trouble getting his hands on Brody King. Now turning his attention to Hagar hitting that package powerbomb from Brody King. Now sees the end of Hagar's knife, and it does. Here we are, down to 3.
Brody King there, now being the one to eliminate 2 competitors. Talking of power plays, look at that spinning close that nosed Priest into next week. But Priest is resurrected. The winner to this match, Mark, must be in contention for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Coffey trying for a back suplex, but King counters that into the Bulldog. This might be the end of Priest. He's down. Will he come back? Yes, trying to go for his choke slam, but getting reversed with a kick to the gut into a deadly sleeper hold. Asking takes Priest to the ground. The referee needs to cheek the position of that arm. It could turn into the chokehold. Will this be nap time for the native New Yorker? Damian Priest, albeit to overknee that submission hold, fighting his way back up to his feet. A few reversals in a row and back at the neutral space. As Coffey reappears with a chair in hand, taking out Priest from behind.
As the steel chair is swatted out of Coffey's hand, he is soon tapped for that Brody bomb. Will this be the end of his night? Yes. With a 3-out, Coffey is out. Now it's down to the fist and the female entrapments in this gauntlet match. As these 2 big men tussle to supremacy, coming out on top with that head scissors takeover, aided by the top rope. What athleticism from the big Californian, now rushing Priest to the mat with a clothesline.
Is King setting up for one of his springboard moves? What? Going through his end here? Georgie boy, I think that momentary mind lapse might come to cost him. Priest breaks the momentum, then reversing him, King goes for a double Mongolian chop and Priest fires back with a massive punch that is blocked. Those toe men are firing missiles round on each other, reminding me of those fights that we all read in the history books of King John and Thomas Becket. Gunther does declare that the mat is sacred.
Coming off the top rope now, with a big senton drop that probably had on 100 pounds Mo, then his weight coming down on Priest's chest and abdomen. Will this be the end? Both men have had so much punishment. King foes for the lateral press, and the referee counts 1, 2, 3, and that's the win.
Before the off-field word well look over the match, Brody showed feats of his strength throughout this match.
Not the biggest man in the match, but a man with such explosive offense. Kofi with that massive whirling clothesline.
You talk area Georgie boy about this man's athleticism and him. He showed it with this move.
Yes, with that blend of athletics and power and explosiveness, Brody King came out with the win.
And your winner, Brody King.
Georgie boy, this man at times seemed like he was on the losing end.
But Brody managed to outlast all other competitors in this mad mark. I'm sure he'll be in Contentia Rajin for a championship from this. He deserves it. What an outcome for this man.